Hello, I'm Dennis Green, President of Church Development, and founder of the Stewardship System. Over the past 18 years, we've worked with hundreds of churches building their culture of stewardship. And I feel like I've learned something from every single one of them. This is one of those things that I have learned from other churches that I am compelled to share with you. This personal financial ministry makes an enormous impact both on the micro level with individuals and their lives, and a macro level, the impact that then happens in the church. Now, it's logical to think that it starts with each individual. But imagine what happens for that individual when they pay off $15,000 of high-interest credit card debt. Imagine what happens to their level of generosity. This ministry is all about setting people free from the two spectrums of the wrong-headed thinking about finances. On the one hand, we have that high consumer debt, buy everything on a credit card, and at the other end we have buy nothing and live in that sense of poverty mentality. The truth lies between. If we can set people free from debt and that materialism orientation, generosity is a natural product or result. I like that quote from Billy Graham that said, if a person gets his or her thinking straight about money, it will help straighten out almost every other area of their lives. Author Matt Shainfeld has helped more than 100 different churches through personal financial ministry. And from his perspective, it's not just for a few people who are in the midst of bankruptcy. It's really like any other form of discipleship. Almost everyone will benefit from making more purposeful, Christ-centered decisions about their financial lives. There's a formula he discovered that's just kind of like an algebraic formula that's very common. High income plus high debt plus no giving equals I can't make ends meet. It's an ironic phenomenon. We want to teach them how to make deliberate decisions about their finances, both short-term and long-term. Short-term comes out of their cash flow, but long-term really has to do with being a good steward of their estate. So we want to equip people to make decisions about their legacy through their planned gifts. We've discovered that at any given time, 3% of your people are ready, willing, and able to remember the church in their estate plans. So at least annually, you've got to ask them, could you please remember the church in your estate plans? And many people do. And those gifts are not small. There are no $25 gifts in estate gifts. They're usually $20,000 or more. Now, the components of a personal finance ministry will include workshops. It could be as little as a few hours over a luncheon, but we think the best possible experience is a weekend immersion because that results in transformation. It's very intense. People come away with a set of tools, and they're equipped to move forward and make decisions. The second component is creating the milieu or the environment for success, and that happens through small groups. There's a community or social structure created that holds people together and lifts them up for the continuity of implementing those decisions. And the third is one-on-one financial coaching. And we've discovered that some people need some hand-holding when it comes to putting the rubber to the road, making decisions move from thought to action. Now, the components of a personal financial ministry will facilitate the content, and the content really has three different parts. Number one, it's personal reflection and analysis. Where did my money go? So I can see evidence of my bad habits and wrong-headed thinking. Number two, to equip people with biblically based, Christ-centered tools for making decisions about where their money should go. And then number three, creating a plan, a very purposeful action plan about where I want my money to go, when, and how. Now, the results of this is the norm for individuals who have graduated from a personal finance ministry is to pay off $5,000 to $15,000 of consumer debt within 6 months. That's the norm. Some people even do better. Another outcome that seems perhaps not so evident, but we've seen it make a dramatic difference in giving to churches. Let me tell you one example. At Christ Methodist Church in St. Augustine, Florida, they created a series of small group study activities around the book, Abundant Living, 5 biblical principles, that resulted in an increase in giving to the church of 20%. Not only did they have an increase in giving to the church, they had an increase in mission giving and an increase in volunteerism as well. Clearly evidence of people getting the concept of stewardship, that God's blessings flow through me. I really like it that people can make purposeful, Christ-centered decisions once they go through this process. Now, for your committee, in terms of action items, number one, you've got to pick a person who's going to be your point person to lead the personal finance ministry effort. They don't have to teach the workshops, but they've got to be the organizer. Number two, you've got to pick your tool. Our favorite recommended resource on this is Abundant Living. Here's the website for that information. You can click there to find out more. Number three, get the training so that your personal finance leaders are equipped and ready to go. And number four, put it on the calendar. We think you ought to offer this once per year. We think at any given time there are a lot of people who need this, but there are some people who are ready for action to sign up. Now, this is one more resource to make your church a better environment for stewardship. Go forth, good luck, and God bless.